Do you want the truth?
Yes, please, we want it!
I'm telling the truth.
Well, you might, but that's not the case for everyone. Here are 5 lies which have impacted football history. Number 1. Ronaldinho. In 2005, Ronaldinho had everyone talking about his talent with the ball and a telephone. Before the Clásico against Real Madrid, he lied to the entire FC Barcelona locker room. He called all his teammates and told them, "I am going to quit Barca. My brother has made a deal with Real Madrid. It's an incredible offer. I can't refuse. You're young, you can understand, but please don't tell anyone. Don't betray me. I trust you. Good night." On the day of the Clásico, the Brazilian spoke to the entire locker room. "Today, we have a very important match, but in these last few days, I discovered that we were a family. I called each one of you during the night and I told you that I was leaving, but no one said anything. I realized that we would rather suffer in silence than betray one another. I will stay for a long time. Now, let's get on the pitch and teach these Real players a lesson." Barca won 3-0 with a double from Ronaldinho. Number 2. Diego Maradona. The most famous lie in football. Maradona scored with his hand during the 1986 World Cup quarterfinal against England. In the locker room after the match, the Argentinian assured his teammates that he'd scored with his head.
Seriously, Diego? A lie?
A little with the head of Maradona and a little with the hand of God. Number 3. Luis Figo. Florentino Perez wanted to become Real Madrid's president, but his predecessor won 2 Champions Leagues in 3 years. It seemed like an impossible dream. To ensure that he'd win the next presidential election, Perez made a deal with Luis Figo stating that if he won, the Portuguese player would sign for Madrid, which Figo has denied. I'm not so mad as to do a thing like that.
Liar!
Florentino was sneaky. He offered Figo around $2 million just to sign the transfer promise. And if Perez lost, Figo could keep the cash. Except he won. And Florentino included a clause which forced Figo to sign for Madrid or pay $21 million. I didn't see this deal, but we talked about it. My representative signed it, not me. Figo was forced to leave. And that's how he became the first Galactico. Number 4. Sol Campbell. Tottenham's 2000-2001 season didn't go to plan as they finished 12th in the Premier League. Sol Campbell was at the end of his contract, but he, one of the best defenders at the time, reassured the fans, "I'm staying. I would never go to Arsenal." However, he betrayed the club, which he'd been a part of for 15 years, by signing for its sworn enemy, Arsenal. Spurs have never been able to fully swallow this lie, this betrayal by one of their beloved. Number 5. Casemiro. The Brazilian launched his career with a lie. When he arrived in Sao Paulo at the age of 12, 300 players were there for the trials, but there were only 50 available places. I introduced myself as a striker, but when they asked who was a striker, 40 people raised their hands. I said to myself, "I'm not a striker, there's too much competition." Hey, he's a smart one. Then they asked, who was a defensive midfielder? 7 to 8 people raised their hands, so I said to myself, "I'm a defensive midfielder." I started to train in this position and the coach said to me, "But you're not a midfielder, you came here as a striker." But I insisted, "Yes, I'm a defensive midfielder." That's how it all started. We've shared all the lies. Are you happy, Jose?
I couldn't be happier.
Then that's great news.